Yes, it's true. This is the story of me signing my first record deal back when I was 19. How it went down, do I think it was worth it? I'm going to be covering all of those different things in this video. All right, big question. Who did you sign with? I signed with a label called the Arcadium. They seem like good people. I have nothing against them. The label was started by a big artist in the EDM/video game type music niche, and it was made to release copyright-free music, stuff you could put in a YouTube video or a stream and not get taken down. It was like a joint thing where the artist and his management team partnered with Universal and used their like publishing and legal team and stuff like that. And I was actually the second artist to ever release music under that label, which was pretty cool. If you do like 30 seconds of research in the description, you'll be able to find some of that music. If you're in the position where you want to get signed, I bet what you're dying to know right now is, how did I get signed? How did they find me? Did I reach out to them? Here's the whole story. I didn't do a single thing, but at the same time, I did. Their team reached out to me. They had been searching for new talent, like new songs, new artists to sign, and I just showed up on their radar. Not because I had a following, because I didn't really have one, but what I was doing was I was releasing music consistently. I was just putting my music out there, even if it got like 10 plays, I was still posting it. They liked one of my songs and messaged me about it. All right, I think it's time we do some expectation versus reality. I'm just gonna be speaking from my experience. This could definitely be different for you if you go down this route. Expectation number one, if I sign, my plays and my following is going to increase. If you sign with a label that has a good following, you're going to get lots of plays on your song. Yeah, boy. If you compare the songs that I had released on my own versus the songs that I released with the label, it's like 100,000 versus 1,000. It is a big difference. But that also means I wasn't able to translate all the hype, the success of those songs to the songs that I posted on my own afterward. This is something to recognize. If you post under a large name, for example, like Monster Cat, you get all of the Monster Cat fans listening to your song, but they don't go and like really listen to the other songs that you post. They're fans of the Monster Cat label and they listen to those songs. This is partially due to the recommendation system and the algorithm and like how streaming services are used. It's not like YouTube or TikTok where discovery is an essential part of using the app. Like you open up YouTube and you can see a video suggested from someone you have never seen before, and it could be something that you really want to watch. So there's no real like songs being pushed in your face if you open up Spotify. It's just not how it's designed. Expectation number two, if I sign with a record label, my audience is going to increase. At most, it was like a handful of new people. My music was just music. I wasn't like a personality. I was just a song maker at that point. I'm not saying I was perfect about this. Of course, there was more I would have done, and I'm sure I would have been more successful if I like did stuff in the Discord regularly and I like did stuff on Twitter regularly, but that's just not what I did. Expectation number three was I'm gonna get connections from signing this record deal. Whew. Yeah, that really didn't happen. They don't come automatically, those connections. Like I said earlier, if I was gonna do this again, I would try more. I know that this stuff doesn't happen if you don't try. Didn't really get connections except for one. The one connection I did get saved my butt, and without it, I would not have graduated college. Long story short, I needed 2 internships for the program I was in, and they had to be like music business related. The first one I did at a recording studio that was really close. I didn't have another one lined up, and the window of time to do the internship was like slowly shrinking. I didn't want to like use this card because I felt like I wasn't that close with the record label, but I was desperate. And so I just sent an email out. I said, hey, this is my situation. Do you know of anyone, anywhere that could use an intern? And they were like, well, let me hook you up, brethren. They got me an internship at that artist's management company. I wish I could have met him because he like really saved my butt there, and I wish I could have said like thanks in person, but he had already like moved away and stuff. All right, let's talk about, was it worth it? Do I think it was worth it? Do I regret it? If you just look at it as what did I give up versus what did I gain, I didn't really give up that much if you think about it. Just looking at money, would you rather have 100% of a very, very small pie, or would you rather have a small slice of a bigger pie? That decision was easy for me to make at that time, and definitely do not regret it. It was awesome. Here's a question. Do you need a label, or can you do all of that stuff on your own? Yes, you can do all of that stuff on your own. We're talking mixing, mastering, creating cover art, creating media for posts. The only thing that you can't really do on your own like right away would be getting into like major playlists on Spotify. A major label is going to have more clout in that area. You can do all of this stuff on your own, but you're gonna have to spend a big chunk of time learning how to do all this stuff and then actually doing all this stuff. If your goal is to make money with your music, your time is gonna be better spent making the songs, writing the songs, and it is nice to have a team around you that just takes care of everything else. Another way to think about it is if you're doing this all on your own, eventually you may want to hire someone. You could say, all right, I'm going to pay someone to do my cover art. And then maybe you do a lot of live shows and you say, okay, I'm going to hire someone to book all my shows. And so you start building out your team one by one, taking care of all the stuff that you don't really want to do. You could build all this stuff from scratch, or you could view signing to a record label as hiring an existing team. If you look at the release dates of the songs, you can see it was about 5 years ago. After all this time, how do I feel about it? I gotta say I'm still pretty neutral about it. Like, it wasn't a huge success, but I didn't have to give up that much for it. I'm thankful for the experience it gave me, understanding a bit more how the industry side of the music business works. But would I sign a record deal again? Right now, in this very moment, probably yes. Or if we're looking at streaming services, I'm not making a ton from being an artist, but that might not be true like a year from now, depending on how this channel goes. If I can make a medium pie, I'm gonna probably eat that whole thing by myself. But until I could do that, I would still consider having like a small slice of a big pie. But that being said, I have put my artist project on the side to work on YouTube videos for a bit. So it's not like I'm trying all that hard to get a deal again. So my goal for this video was to give you some like perspective on the music industry side of things. If you are looking to be signed by a label, you're gonna need music that stands out first and foremost. And one way that you can do that is with an interesting end to your song. It shows that you're a real big brain songwriter. That's why I'm saying you should watch this video next. It's gonna show you 3 ways that you can write a nostalgic sounding outro.